your heroes will let you down. Your heroes will let you down. One person that you can switch and change is yourself. Holding yourself accountable. You be your own hero. Whoever your hero is, they're gonna let you down. Trust me, they will. We're human beings, and you cannot be them. You're not them. You gotta find your best self. Stop reading books about other people. Stop doing this about other people. Spend time with yourself. Create your own super being.
Yeah.
Create your own Rocky. Create your own Rambo. Create your own superhero.
A lot of you aren't proud of who you are. You don't like the person you created. Do what I did. Start from scratch. Create somebody that you're proud of. Stay hard.
I'm my own role model.
Yeah.
Because when I'm f***ed up, I look in the mirror and say, you're f***ed up. And we gotta fix this now. Write your own book.
We're all writing a book. What's your book look like? What does your fucking book look like? Like your life is a book. But when they closed that book, how good was the book?
And if you were on your deathbed, no one knew you, but you've been writing a book. Let's say you die at 90 years old, and you're in a hospital, and a kid comes in to see Mark Divine. You don't know the kid doesn't know you, just came in to see you. And you gave the kid a book about your life. Would that book change his life? If you can't say that shit, you need to start rewriting up.
You can't care what anybody thinks about you. If I care what people thought about me, you think I'll be yelling out here, doing a 105-pound ruck, talking shit? This is who I am. Find out who you are, own that motherfucker, and tell people to go f themselves.
You don't need anybody to approve you. You don't need anybody to say, go ahead on and do it. If you get that encouragement, that's great. But I say stand up within yourself boldly and say, this is my life. I'm controlling my destiny.
Live your life like you're the hero in your movie. And right now is when the fucking movie starts and your life is a shitbag disaster, like every fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he wakes up and makes a blender full of pizza and ice cream, and that's what he, you know what I mean? Yeah. Those guys where they're like on the brink, they put the gun in their mouth and they put it down because they see a photo of their daughter. Pretend that's you. Pretend you are, right now, you're in the part of the movie that starts and it shows you as a fucking loser. And just decide not to be a loser anymore. Live your life like there's a documentary crew following you around and you are analyzing your own behavior. Do what you would want to do so that your kids one day would look back at it and see that documentary and look on it with pride. Like, wow, my dad was a bad motherfucker. He really did what he had to do. Wow, my mom really got her shit together. I love a success story, but even more than a success story, I like a dude who his life up and then gets it back together again story. Those are my favorite stories.
So when you start thinking, hey, I should do this, go fucking do it. Okay? Because the self-talk that naturally rebounds from not doing those things that you tell yourself you're going to fucking do is what literally destroys your self-esteem and your self-confidence, which is why most people have none. It's also why most people think that self-esteem and self-confidence are things that people are born with, not things that people create. This is not a trait, it's a fucking skill. If you invest into it, you will get a withdrawal out of it, okay? If you invest into keeping those promises to yourself without any compromise, zero fucking compromise, this is getting done no matter what comes back is you know that you're a person of integrity that you can trust, and that gives you confidence. So you walk in a room and you're like, none of these motherfuckers do what I fucking do. And all of a sudden now you're figuring out, holy shit, you're actually pretty fucking powerful. And that snowballs from there. But it all starts with the lies you tell to yourself.
Most people play the role of the victim in the movie, right?
Sure. Yeah, this life is f***ing me over, man. I could have had this and I should have had that. And why does this guy get that? And why does that guy get this? And all things that are completely unrelated to you. Yeah. All things that you find other people's success as a downfall in your own existence. Instead of being inspired, instead of choosing to be positive, instead of like improving constantly on the direction of trying to achieve whatever you have written down, you just sit around and spiral. There's nothing more miserable than sitting around someone that's complaining all the time. It is one of the most annoying things ever. Everybody hates it. When someone just sits around and they complain about their life and they don't do jack shit about it.
If you're overweight, you'll understand. I'm gonna start on Monday. I'm gonna start on Monday. I'm gonna start after the wedding. I'm gonna start after this trip, after summer, after this next holiday. After the holidays, I'm gonna start. Sound familiar? Yeah. That's why you feel like shit. Because you know that you didn't do none of that shit that you told yourself you should have done. That's it.
We have to choose these great fucking magical words that make people feel good. Tell yourself the truth. If someone calls you fucking fat,
they may be bullying you, but you might be fucking fat. Someone called you dumb, it's mean, but you might be fucking dumb. It's life, man. Take it for what it's worth and change it. I realized that everybody's. That's the one thing I realized. I walked around and I put these people on the pedestal. Everybody was better than me. So I can't tell you anything about me because you're going to judge me and I'm going to feel even worse than what I am. What I realized, once I calmed my mind down, sat back and looked at how jacked up this world is. Once you realize that you are not alone, everybody that's talking to you about how jacked up you are, the only thing they've done better than you is they've hidden the fucking world better than you have. That's all they've done. A lot of our family members, a lot of our friends, they're mediocre. There's always those couple of guys who are uncommon, who want to be better. But you make that mediocre motherfucker feel like shit. Whether it's your mom, your dad, whoever. You make them feel horrible. I've been there. I'm speaking from experience. You got somebody around you, man, who's trying to be better, and you don't have the drive that they have, it's a constant reminder of how f***ed up you are.
If you ever see me in a Rolls Royce, a private plane, a 6 or 7 star hotel, living my life to the fullest, don't hate on me. Don't get jealous of me, because I worked my ass off to get it. Everything about my life and career, I've earned it. Ain't nobody gave me shit. Nobody handed me nothing. If you want it, go get it.
How I was able to fix myself was I saw how ugly I was towards other people who were great. I was able to look back and say, man, you don't hate that motherfucker for any reason because he's great. And you're lazy. You're lazy. He makes you feel like shit every single day. That's where it comes from. You gotta know, you have to know where shit comes from to be able to solve it.
When you said, I'm all in, were you really all in? Let me tell you what the cost of being all in is. Early mornings, late nights, being misunderstood, having very few friends, being your own cheerleader. Are you those things? People always talk about, man, I'm a hard worker. Everybody in this room is a hard worker. That's not going to separate you from anybody else. What are you working hard on? People always look for one thing for the other. Oh, you got to work, you got to work smarter and not harder. No, you got to work smarter and you got to work harder.
If you want to be great, you want to be the baddest motherfucker ever at what you do, you can be misunderstood by everybody because you're going to be so fucking obsessed and so driven to get there. That's what it takes.
That's a trip.
It takes every second of your life. Anybody says balance? Yeah, balance is important for a lot of people. It is. But if you want to fucking go to that edge where people do not like you, don't understand you, question everything you fucking do, you've arrived. When you are misunderstood to the point where people think you're psycho and you're nuts and you're this and that, why are you in the fucking gym at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning? You just got through doing an op for fucking 13, 14 hours at the Ranger School, man, at the gym. What's wrong? You will never understand what is wrong with me. And that's why I'm so fucking glad you don't, because I'm in the right spot. When people don't understand you anymore, you're in that spot of obsession and drive.